Welcome to Carl Keith's Classroom. I have been working on computers since 2003. Excuse me. And I have been teaching customers, thousands of customers, how to keep their computers running great all the time. But you know, the number one complaint I have about the computers is how Microsoft has changed the start menu. For years, Windows 3.1, Windows 95, Windows Millennium, Windows 2000, all the way up until Windows 8 came out. The start menu has always been the same. When you click on Start, you had, if you wanted to go to Documents, you could. If you wanted to go to Pictures, you could. But Windows 8 and 8.1, then Windows 10 brought changes. And Windows 11 is no different. They have changes, lots of changes. But the good news is that there was someone out there that created a program that changes that start menu, the new start menu that they want you to see, to back to the way it used to be, where you would get 2 rows of columns. And those 2 rows of columns are where we accessed everything. We accessed our documents and our pictures. If we wanted to go into the control panel or we wanted to look for a printer, it was all in the second column. And if we wanted to go to our to our programs, they were in the left-hand column. All the programs were right there, easy, accessible, and then, of course, Windows 8 changed that. And now Windows 11 has kept the change. So in this classroom, I hope to teach you what I'm teaching my customers. Their computers all have OpenShell installed on them. Back a few years ago, when someone else owned the program, it was called Classic Shell. But it has evolved into OpenShell. But it looks exactly the same. When you click on Start, you get the 2 rows of choices. Now the question is, where can you get that and how much is it going to cost me? The good news is, it's free. All the programs that I recommend that my customers use and that I install on their computers to keep them running great all the time are all free. Now for a moment, let's talk about Windows 11. That change is coming this year in 2025. Windows 10 is good until October 14th, 2025, and then it's not going to blow up and destroy itself. It's still going to continue to work, but it will not be secure anymore on the 15th of October 2025. It won't be secure. Microsoft is going to stop doing security updates for it. So if you do online banking, or if you do if you use credit cards online, you go to Amazon, you buy stuff, you use your PayPal, all of that can be seen by the bad guys. And believe me, they're going to be laying out there looking for people still using the older operating system so that they can steal all of your personal information and then gain access into those credit cards into your bank accounts. I've had customers that I worked for that weren't customers at the time, but now are customers, and they got cleaned out because of them doing something they shouldn't have done. For example, I'll give you one example. If you get an email telling you that thanks for the purchase, we're just writing to you to thank you for spending $399 with us. And we're just writing to you to say hi, and your invoice is enclosed in this email as an attachment. Whatever you do, don't open the attachment. Matter of fact, don't even open the email. If you know in your heart that you never bought nothing, don't fall for it, because when you fall for it and then you open that attachment, it can put all kinds of really bad things on your computer, bad malware, bad things that are going to track everything that you do and steal all your personal information. Plus, you're going to talk to people that are their job is to rip you off. Their job is to take advantage of you. Their job is to talk really nice to you, to be your best friend in the whole wide world, and they're going to fix all of your problems. And in reality, they are going to rob you of all your money, and they will take every last dime that you've got. Trust me when I say this, it has happened to numerous customers. Sad that these people can get in your head so bad. When you encounter those types of emails, spam them, mark them as junk, don't open them. They're not true. You can look at your credit card bills and that bill's not there because it's not true. It's all a scam to get you to act and open it so that they can put bad things on your computer, and they want to be able to talk to you to convince you that you've got all these bad things going on. In reality, you don't. What you need is you need a good computer tech like myself to fix your problems with your computers. A lot of times the problems are caused from slowness, and slowness is created by spyware. Spyware causes slowness, but it's also a combination of different things that we do to our computers to keep them fast, and that's what this classroom is all about. So what I hope to do is to be able to teach you how to install some of these programs on your computer, how to run the programs once they are installed, and then your computer will be running fast. I'll take a brief moment to tell you about one of the things I'm seeing on the internet as being sold. They are selling Windows 11 with an HDD hard drive. That's the hard drive that we have grown up with. Since they created computers, they've all been HDD hard drives, and the solid state drives were out there, but they were super expensive back then. But as China got into the market, they have become very plentiful and very reasonable in price. But there are still people out there that are selling computers with Windows 11 that have an HDD hard drive. And let me tell you, if you have one of those, you already know it. That computer is crazy slow. I mean, it is so miserable slow. It should be against the law for anyone to put an HDD hard drive in with Windows 11. Or, you know, my Windows 10 computer, for example, it has an HDD hard drive because that's all we had back in the day. And all the computers coming up, we all had HDD hard drives. And unless you had a tremendous amount of RAM and a really great processor, those computers were slow. So you had to do a multitude of things in order to keep those computers fast. So if you're going to buy a new computer, make sure it has a SSD hard drive, solid state drive. Has to have a solid state drive in it. And so the solid state drives, the difference between the two, the HDD hard drives, you have to defrag those. Defragging is putting the files back in alphabet and number order. The solid state drives, guess what? We're free from that. We no longer have to defrag our computers, because as you use the computer is putting the files back where they belong. So that's one of the reasons why the solid state drives are so fast. You won't be disappointed when you buy a computer with a solid state drive. The only disappointment you'll have if you buy a processor that's slow. I know the processors out there that are fast, and I highly recommend them. So here they are. Make a list. The Intel i5 processor, very fast. The next step up I recommend is an i7. Those are the computers that I own. The next step up is i9. But the i9 is just come out in the last 12 months or so. They're crazy fast, but they're super expensive. So unless you got a whole pile of money, then you're going to be better off if you buy an i7 or an i5. I used to recommend an i3 or a Pentium, but I don't anymore because they are slow. So there's a lot of information there. I'm going to get into it more as I get more familiar with this program that I'm working with in order to create the program that you're seeing on the screen. I've had to retrain myself because I have forgotten how to do things, but I think I figured it out. I've been working with Copilot, which is the AI that Microsoft created with Windows 10 and with Windows 11, and I've been working with the Copilot to try to understand how to make some of these recording devices work in my favor, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. The reason why I picked a library scene is because this is going to be an educational class. So I'm going to have individual classes on how to find and locate OpenShell and how to install it on your computer and how to even set it up. Then I'm also going to show you how to do I use a spyware detection program called Superante Spyware. They sell a paid version, but they also have a free version. I'm going to show you how to get it and how to run that program and what it will do for you. And then I'm going to also recommend CC Cleaner. That is a really great program for it. It deletes every place that you've seen on your computer. Every place you went to, it's going to delete it and remove it. You don't need it. You don't need those things. It never removes usernames or passwords. Those are kept in a different file on your computer, so it never removes those. And Disk Cleanup is a good program. It's always been on our computer since the beginning of time, since they created computers, and it's really a good program to also run on your computer. But I am going to explain those in each individual class, and I'm going to shut up now so that I can get this posted. And thank you so much for watching my channel. If you would subscribe, hit the subscribe button. You can hit the bell. It'll tell you when the next video is coming out if you subscribe to my channel. So hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it very much. And anyway, I've been in business since 2003, and I welcome you to Call Keith's Classroom.